So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Manual of Life. So before we proceed ahead, we would like to ask you, please mention something from our yesterday's discussion, what we discussed yesterday. Yes, can anybody tell? Yes, who can tell us what we discussed yesterday? So we discussed three ways of gaining knowledge, right? Shivangi said, sense perception, theories based on observation, and hearing from a bona fide authority. Okay, good. So this we just uh, informed you, but today we are going to discuss about it in detail. And we also discuss indefeatable Vedic truths. Examples, plants also have life, embryology, cow dung, cow products, and many more things which are mentioned in Vedic scriptures and which are truth, facts, scientifically proven by modern medical science. And we also discuss six blind men and one wise man story. Okay, good. What else we discussed? Yes. So we also discussed through our intelligence, reasoning, we can understand and come to conclusion, and through our observations of these material phenomena, we can come to the conclusion that the Supreme Lord, some superior power, some superior intelligence is working, uh, who is controlling everything. There is Creator. But through our observations and intelligence or researches, we can never understand who is that Creator, what is his name, and where does he live, how does he look like, what does he want from us, what is the purpose behind his creation. So these things we cannot understand through our logics or reasonings or researches, all these things. And we took the example of even such great Muni, Rishi, Markandeya Rishi. Muni means one who is very thoughtful. He is known as Muni. Muni means one who can use his intelligence, one who can, using his intelligence, speculate about the phenomena of this world and come to certain conclusion. So those kind of people are known as Muni in Vedic ages. And these kind of Munis in modern ages are known as scientists. The same thing. So even such great Muni, Rishi, Markandeya Rishi, who performed austerities for 180 crores of years, and he could conquer everything. He could completely control his mind and senses. Even Lord Indra could not defeat him. He was such a powerful, great Muni. Sign of intelligence is what? What is the sign of intelligence? That through your intelligence, you can decide certain things. You can understand through your intelligence that this is wrong, this is good. And the wisdom is if you can take decision to perform right thing, and if you can take decision to avoid wrong thing, that is wisdom. So intelligence first and foremost, one should have intelligence, and then only if the intelligence is very sharp and deep, and he has some practical experience, then he can have wisdom also. And using that wisdom, she performs the right thing and he refrains from the wrong thing. That is a sign of intelligence. Those who are intelligent, they have self control, sense control. Their mind and senses are in control. That is the sign of intelligence. Not the sign of intelligence that you have so many degrees, BA, MA, PhD, and all these things, and still you are engaged in all kinds of nonsense activities. If you find a person who has a good degree, a PhD, and so many other degrees he has, but he is still smoking, drinking. So what kind of intelligence he has? He cannot even understand that smoking and drinking is not even good for his own body. So what kind of intelligence is this? So this is not at all intelligence. So in our modern school and colleges, actually, we don't develop our intelligence. What we do, we ruin our intelligence. And that is why a famous personality, not devotee, a famous personality from material world itself, he made a statement: I was born intelligent, but education ruined me. And actually, this is a fact. If you don't educate a child, if a child remains at home itself, and if his parents are nice, cultured, the child will become a nice person, nice human being. And if you send the child to school, colleges, the more he gets the degree, the more uncultured he becomes, and the more his senses become uncontrolled. So this is the impact of modern education. This is a fact. Nobody can deny it. We find all those people who perform criminal activities, they all are more or less very educated person. All these scandals, big scandals, are done by educated personalities only. So, but this is not actually the result of true education. True education helps one to understand what is right, what is wrong, and to take decision accordingly. So these kind of people are known as Muni. Just like we discussed yesterday, Markandeya Muni. Markandeya Muni, he was such a great Muni that he could even defeat the power of Indra's Maya. So he was undefeatable. That's why finally Lord Narayana came and asked, "What do you want? I am pleased with your austerities." So he wanted to see Maya. Huh. He defeated one kind of Maya, but then he got entangled in another kind of Maya, Krishna's Maya. So he wanted to see Krishna's Maya. Maya means energy. Krishna's energy is known as Maya in Sanskrit. So he wanted to see how Krishna, he has created such a wonderful universe. So we discussed this. Even he also could not fully comprehend, fully understand what is this creation and what is it, what is the purpose of this creation, what is the purpose of human form of life, and how to achieve that. He could not understand. But finally, when he took shelter of the Supreme Lord, then he could understand, and he finally devoted himself. So in this way, we discussed yesterday that not even by our intelligence and reasoning and logics, we can understand what is the purpose of life, who is the creator, and why he has created us, what does he want from us. These things are not to be known by our own endeavor or intelligence. But if one takes help from scriptures, and especially from a person who knows the purpose of the creation, especially those devotees, pure devotees of the Lord, then one can understand all these things. So, so we'll move ahead. So in this session, we are going to discuss 3 ways of gaining knowledge. And I think I have already briefly given the summary of all these 3 kinds of gaining knowledge. The first is Pratyaksha Praman, meaning is direct sense perception. The knowledge which we get from our senses, by seeing, by touching, smelling, and by all the senses, whatever input we get, and those input are then manipulated within the mind using intelligence, and then accordingly, whatever conclusions we derive from that, that is known as knowledge gained from Pratyaksha Praman. And second is Anuman Praman, theories based on observation. First is direct experience, and then whatever speculation we perform on those direct sense perception, that is Anuman Praman. And finally, third is Sabda Praman. Sabda Praman is hearing from bona fide authority. So just like we discussed the story of 6 blind men and a wise man. The 6 blind men, first of all, they were using Pratyaksha Praman. They went to an elephant and they touched him with their hands, and they tried to understand what exactly an elephant is. And then they speculated. So somebody said the elephant is like a rope. Who caught hold of elephant's tail? He thought like elephant is like a rope. And who caught hold of elephant's body? So he thought like elephant is a big wall. So like these different people, they came to different conclusion through their speculation, Anuman Praman. So this is also not perfect. But Sabda Praman, although they are blind, but when a wise man came and he explained everything, that elephant is like this, he has nose like this, ears like this, and everything he explained. Then they could visualize the complete picture of an elephant. So that is Sabda Praman, hearing from a bona fide authority. It, this, this is the safest way of gaining perfect knowledge. So we'll just quickly have a look over all these three kinds of Praman. Pratyaksh Praman. आपको slide कैसे दिखेगी? हाँ, so okay. Pratyaksh Praman cannot give us full knowledge. Just like here is an example. Railway track. So what do you see? This railway track. It appears that they are meeting uh, at far distance. These two tracks are going to meet, but we know the railway track, they are not going to meet with each other. So this is the defect of seeing. So through seeing, we cannot actually uh, get complete and perfect knowledge. We also, this is another example of seeing imperfectly, distorted reflections, refraction. A famous example, mirage. So although we are seeing, it appears that water is there, but no, it's not water. Everyone knows. So this is the defect in our seeing. Similarly, this is one example. Similarly, the defects in touch sensation, hearing, taste, and smell. So the result conclusion is we cannot acquire complete knowledge using our material senses like eyes, ears, etc. Why? The answer is because we are having four defects. There are four defects which every human being have. Every human being, including demigods also. Devatas in higher planet, they also have these four defects. What are those four defects? The first defect is we have imperfect senses, just like we discussed. Our eyes are imperfect. This reality is something else, which is something else. This is imperfection in the senses. Smell, touch, hearing, all these things. Then second defect is uh, there is tendency to be illusioned. We get illusion. We come into illusion. We'll discuss each and every defects. We'll discuss some examples also. And then there is tendency to commit mistakes. And finally, there is cheating propensity. Everyone has, everyone, including demigods. Devatas also have this cheating propensity, who are much more pious than us. Indra, he cheated so many times. Bhagavatam is filled with examples. Lord Indra is Devaraj. Devaraj means king of all the demigods. If the king has this tendency to cheat, then what can we expect from other demigods? And if the demigods have this tendency to cheat, they also have the tendency to commit mistakes. They also get illusion and have imperfect senses. So what to speak of human beings? That is why a famous great personality, so called, he said, to err is human. मनुष्य गलती का पुतला है. सुना? So everyone accepts this, that human beings are, to err is human. To err is human means that it's natural. Everyone commits mistakes. Errors are there. When we speak, there are errors. When we hear, there are errors, mistakes. There are mistakes in hearing, mistakes in speaking, mistakes in seeing, and mistakes in writing, mistakes in communicating, mistakes in analyzing. Everywhere, so many mistakes. And these mistakes are known as silly mistakes. But silly mistakes are no longer silly mistakes when the results come. They become big mistakes. The student says, when parents or teachers ask, "Oh, you prepared so nicely. Why did you get so bad marks?" He said, "I did this silly mistake." No, no, you did a great mistake. It appears it is silly mistake. We'll discuss this also. The mistakes which appears to be silly or insignificant can have great impact in our life itself. There are many such silly mistakes done by scientists because of which humanity suffered a lot. There are few examples. So one by one we'll discuss. Imperfect senses. We are discussing 4 defects in human being because of which we are unable to get complete and perfect knowledge. The first defect is imperfect senses. Our senses are imperfect. Just see this example. Our eyes are blind outside the range of 400 to 700 millimicron. Those who are scientific students, they know the wavelength range between 400 to 700 millimicron, a nanometer. If the wavelength is this, then only we can see. But actually, the sun rays is having infinite range. So that's why if you come across something like this cosmic rays, X-rays, microwaves rays, radio waves, and radar, infrared, we are practically blind to all these rays. Okay, we do not know anything. This is our imperfection. This is imperfection about eyes. Then imperfections of our ears. We are deaf beyond the range of 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. We can only hear sound vibrations between 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. If any sound vibration which is beyond 20 kilohertz frequency, we cannot hear that, and which is below 20 hertz, we cannot hear that. Infrasound and ultrasonic sound, we cannot hear. But there are few living entities, they can hear ultrasonic sound also. Infrasound, elephant can hear infrasound, dog, and this what is chamgadar. Chamgadar can hear ultrasonic sounds also. So these are imperfect senses. So if senses have limitations, somebody can say, I can use instruments to get more knowledge of the world. Okay, my senses are imperfect. So I will use accurate instruments so that I can get complete knowledge. So, but this is another kind of illusion. Why? Because even with your perfect instrument, first of all, no instruments are perfect because these instruments have been created by these imperfect senses itself. So how can these instruments be called perfect? But even accepting that since these instruments which we are using to get information, knowledge about this world, even if these instruments are perfect, still after getting input from the instruments, we are eventually going to analyze through our own senses itself. So there will be defect. Still, even if you photograph a star, eventually we have to take in by our senses what the photo shows. Furthermore, without our senses, we cannot handle a camera. Even if we amplify, refined by instrument, the knowledge is no more perfect than our imperfect senses. That's why this is quite logical to accept this fact that we have imperfect senses, and because of having this imperfections in the senses, we can never come to the perfect and complete knowledge. We are practically more than 99.99% we are blind to the truth of this world. And the second defect is tendency to get illusioned. The example is you eat gulab jamun after orange after sugar. You eat orange after gulab jamun, so it will be sour. And you eat orange after lemon, it will be sweet. So this is illusion. Similarly, skin, water touched with warm hand appears cold. Water touched with cold hands appears warm. So this illusory tendencies are there. Another illusion your illusion of eye. This is illusion of eye. What you are seeing here, young lady or old lady? Yes. Tell us somebody in chat box what this picture is. Picture of old lady or young lady? Yes, can anybody? Okay, you think and answer. I'm going ahead. We have less time. So the second example, what do you see? This triangle is there, or the what is the name of this game? I have never played. What do you say this? Huh?
Pac-Man.
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 Pac-Man. Okay, whatever it may be. So this is illusion. So what do you see here? Old man, old lady, young man, young lady. This picture. So do you see this picture moving? Yes or no? But this is an image. So how can it move? That means this is illusion of our eyes. It appears to be moving. And these circles are there. If you focus on one circle, the other circles, it will appear that they are moving, but nothing is moving. It's an image. So uh, focusing on the center, you take your head up and down like this. You bring your head closer and then take your head away, focusing on this point, what you observe. You will observe the circles are moving clockwise and anti-clockwise. So these are few examples of illusions. So all our senses have tendency to get illusion. So this is third mistake, third defect, commit mistakes. So this will not go much in detail because every one of us know practically all kind of people they commit mistakes, beginning from scientists to a simple ordinary person. Even in scientific fields, this gland it was earlier known as a waste gland, but later on it was found that it is the most valuable gland, master gland. This Hubble constant means it should be constant, but because of mistakes, the value of this constant has been changed 3 times. That is why they joke now. They say, is it a Hubble constant or Hubble variable? Hmm. So like this. So finally, last one is cheating propensity. So there are cheating propensities involved everywhere in scientific circle also. So this is one example. Cheating in science, search for the missing link between apes and humans. Our Darwin Bhai Sahab came. All of you know Darwin. So Darwin, he proposed a theory that we have come from monkeys, apes, human beings. Once a person, he told Prabhupada that Swamiji, we have come from monkeys. Prabhupada said, you might have come from monkey, but we are descendant of great Rishi Munis. So this is another cheating propensity. We have not come from monkeys because Darwin he just speculated. He did not have any proof. He simply wrote down, "It is my guess. It is my speculation. It is what I think. It may be like this." He said all these things. If you read his book, he has written like this. Perhaps it, or it appears that many times he has used such kind of words. Perhaps, maybe, appears, and it is my speculation, all these things. There is no proof. And he expected that in future, scientists will come and through fossils records, they will prove whatever I have stated, which appears to me truth. So future scientists will come and they will prove and they will find out the missing link between apes and humans. Because when Darwin said we have come from monkeys, so somebody asked, okay, we have come from monkeys. So what in between monkeys and human beings? There must be some species which is in between monkeys and human beings. The missing link that is known as missing link. So Darwin simply said, future scientists will come, they will research and they will find out some fossil record, and that will be the missing link. But what happened? They could not find the missing link. So what they did, the scientists, in order to prove Darwin's theory, otherwise they will not get the salary. So in their laboratory, they created the artificial missing links just to prove Darwin's theory. And this was then this 1912 connecting link was made up and then dismissed, fraud revealed in 1953. They filed the jaws of human beings, which was supposed to be a missing link between apes and humans. So in this research, just imagine, we are so much proud of our scientific advancement. We consider scientists our god, but their cheating propensity is there. I don't say all the scientists, but there are scientists are not perfect human beings. And even if some scientists are there, they have not cheated, like Albert Einstein, Newton, they have not cheated. But they frankly admitted that whatever researches we have done, it is nothing. Newton says that whatever scientific discoveries I have given, it's like a small boy. He is roaming around ocean, around the beach. He is roaming there and finding out some sand particles. But the rest, he doesn't know the rest of in the ocean, within the ocean, so many uh, stones are there, so many living entities are there. It is everything unknown to him. So like that, he admitted. So in this way, uh, this pratyaksh praman, knowledge from direct sense perception, is not proper. One cannot get complete and perfect knowledge. So today we discussed this pratyaksh praman only, and our time is getting over. Tomorrow we'll discuss Anuman Praman and Shabda Praman, and then finally we will conclude also this session. Okay, thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Yes,
Praveen,
Jitesh.
can you please show the previous two images like before this? वो
Sorry,
4 डिफेक्ट्स के पहले वाले जो इमेज थे ना वो देखना था एक बार.
वो डिफेक्ट्स के पहले वाले. ओके,
नॉट दिस, ये नहीं, डार्विन से पहले वाले जो इमेज थे
ये 4
थोड़ा
डिफेक्ट्स ये
स्लो
है.
रघु जी.
दिस वन, दिस
ओके,
इज 4 डिफेक्ट्स.
नहीं
बिफोर
नहीं, जो
दैट,
लास्ट 2 स्लाइड्स थे ना उससे एक इमेज पहले.
last 2 slides. It's cheating propensities.
इससे
Last
इससे
is
पहले वाले इमेज, इससे पहले वाला एक इमेज.
okay. This one, widely incorrect
व्हाट इज
accounts in
दिस?
research. This is a value, Hubble constant is there. It is used for the calculation of astronomical distances in some formula. But because of
लैम्डा
mistakes,
आई गेस.
huh? Okay, whatever it may be,
लैम्डा.
H0, not lambda. Lambda is different. Hubble constant is different. It's used as a cosmic yardstick to measure light year distance between galaxies. So because of mistakes, this constant value has been changed 3 times. So this was
Right.
okay.
Correct.
So time is
Then we
getting
can
over. Hare Krishna.